What's good, family? Smash the like button and subscribe. So, Canelo Alvarez, your boy, the YB, just got off the blower to Canelo Alvarez. Well, tell a lie, I was on the blower to one of my sleeper cell donnies within the Canelo Alvarez camp, and I can exclusively report to you, man, that Canelo Alvarez is frothing about this week's events. Absolutely frothing. Now, Eddie Hearn came through and said that, yeah, Billy Ho was crying and his dad was begging. Oh, please, please, Eddie. Oh, don't make us go in there with Canelo in 20-foot ring. Oh, please, Eddie. Oh, don't make him do it. Please, Eddie. So you heard the recording again. Begging, crying. I heard the tears was out. You know what Eddie Hearn's like. He's a father himself. So, what's his name? Billy Ho Saunders, his dad, was giving it. Oh, you're a parent too, and would you let your son go in there with Canelo Alvarez in a small ring? Would you let your son? If I know you, trust me, Billy Ho's dad was giving it all. Oh, Eddie, I know you've got two daughters, but if you had a son, would you let him go in there in a phone box with Canelo Alvarez, etc., etc.? After that, Eddie was in a tough situation. When a man gives you the son talk, when a man gives you the children talk, what could Eddie do? So he went to Canelo, and then I'm hearing from my sleeper cell dons, my dons within Canelo Alvarez's camp, said to me, Eddie sat down and basically did the same to Canelo and said, Canelo, I know you've got a daughter, but imagine if you had a son, would you let your son go in there with someone like yourself? And when that kind of hit to Canelo thought, that's a fair point. Would I let my son in the ring with a beast like me? And at that point, he said, you know what? If these dons, if it makes them feel a bit more secure, if it makes them feel a little bit less scary to come in there with me, no problem. So I've given you, man, a drop. No one else ain't got this information. That's the real reason Canelo said yes. He wasn't planning on doing it. But he thought, you know what? If these dons are that scary, let them do it. Because I'm taking their booty anyway. 20-foot ring, 30-foot ring. A booty getting took is a booty getting took. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Whenever you've watched any kind of films, when someone's booty gets took, since when does the room matter? In the shower? You know what I'm saying? In the shower, in the cell, don't matter. Your booty get took. The least of your... Listen, when your booty getting took, yeah, the least of your worries is where it's at. Innit? Think about it logically now. Not one man who's had their booty took as worried about where it is. Because you're too busy getting your booty took, yeah? So when Billy Ho worried about how big the ring is, that's the least of his worries. And that's what Canelo Alvarez is saying. When I'm hanging at the back of this Don, it ain't gonna make a scrap of difference where I'm doing it at. So on that basis, if these scary looking ass dudes want me to hang out the back of them and blow their back clean out for them and dig their guts out in a bigger ring, so be it. And that's why I'm telling you, man, giving you, man, the drop now. Because I'm hearing, like I said, from my sleeper cell donnies. By the way, just quickly, shout out to my Mexican sleeper cell donnies for this exclusive. And they're telling me that your boy Canelo is looking to clap cheeks, is looking to dig guts all the way out on this one. 100%. Wigs are going back, is what I'm hearing. Yeah? 100%. 100%. Canelo Alvarez is looking to get in L cheeks. Yeah, he can be getting in L cheeks, 100%. That's what I'm hearing. Look, Canelo and his team are thinking of giving Billy Ho names, and the main name I'm hearing is El Chico. That's the name, El Chico, not CHICO, LCHEEKO, El Chico. That's gonna be Billy Ho's name. Or better yet, El Chico. No doubt. 100%. And we've seen the film before. I think there's a film called Taken. It's got quite a good storyline. Yeah, I think it's called Taken. It's got Liam Neeson in it. And the storyline is that a woman gets took, but that's not... Listen, Billy Ho gonna wish it was only a woman getting took. Because, listen, your boy Canelo Alvarez, I'm hearing, he's planning on filming a sequel, Taken 4. Taken 4, The Booty Hole. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. That's a subtitle. Taken 4, The Booty Hole, featuring Billy Ho Saunders. I'm just telling you, man, what I'm hearing. And you know what Canelo Alvarez is like. Canelo Alvarez, he's got a lot of funding. He's got Hollywood dons. Canelo Alvarez has Hollywood dons. I mean, he's even got his own money. Canelo Alvarez has Hollywood money. So I'm hearing they're thinking about putting a tape together. Yeah, they're thinking about putting a tape together. By the way, it might be an X-rated tape. From what I'm hearing, it might be an X-rated tape. Taken 4. You know what I'm saying? Taken 4, featuring El Booty Hole. No doubt. I'm just telling you, El Chico, sorry, that's his name, yeah. Taken 4, featuring El Chico. Yeah? So all these things, it's the problem with people, you see. They don't think too far. If I beg my dad, yeah, I sent you, man, the recordings yesterday of Billy Ho begging. But if I had to beg my dad to go and beg Eddie to make the ring bigger, the last thing I'd do the next day is give it the big one, wouldn't you? It don't make no sense, does it? It don't make no sense to anyone who's rational. Anyone who's rational would think to themselves, wait there a minute, I'll just have to beg Eddie. I'll just have to beg Canelo to make the ring bigger. So the last thing I want to do now is escalate the situation. The last thing I want to do now is push Canelo to the point where he wants to start filming a Taken sequel. Innit? That's the last thing I want to do. What? Which one of you, out of all the man there, yeah? Or any man, do you know any man who wants to star in Taken 4? No one, listen, no one wants to star in a film which has a subtitle of Booty Hole, yeah? Taken 4, Booty Hole, yeah? Don't no man, at least, well, there's certain man there, but certain fruity dons out there, but no man in general wants to star in that film. Or better yet, no man wants to feature in that film either, whilst we're at it. Billy Ho, he's signing up for it. Then again, listen, what we know is, it is 2021, so for all we know, Billy Ho might be one of them fruity tooty dons. Probably down for that kind of thing anyway, so listen, each of their own, it's what it is, and I'm just telling you, man, that, listen, Canelo Alvarez, my sleeper cell dons, Canelo Alvarez has a dastardly mind, and he's planning all this kind of stuff out. He's planning it all out. All the different sequels that he's going to make Billy Ho star in. The Spit Roast sequel, all the sequels. Yeah? And like I was saying, what this Don Billy Ho don't realise is that he ain't really about it like that. Because if he was about it like that, he wouldn't have been begging. He'd have said, you know what, Alvarez, you know what, Juicy, you know what, Beef Juice, if you want it in an 18-footer, let's make it 16-foot. Because I've actually heard the regulations, legally, is 16 to 20 feet. Or something like that. No, sorry. 16 to 24 feet. So when these dons are crying about Canelo Alvarez saying 20 feet, or even 18 foot, legally, it's 16 to 24 foot. So if Billy Ho was a real bad man, if he was real bad mind, like he tries to make out he is, he'd have said, boom, 18, I raise you. Innit? That's what people do in poker. I don't even play poker, but if I did, that's what you do when you're bad mind. If you're a bad mind poker player, if someone says, I got 18, you say, listen, I'll raise you, 16. That there would be a psychological edge, wouldn't it? That there would be a man who ain't fixing to be starring in no Taken 4 featuring Booty Hole, would they? Innit? Innit though? A man like that, a man who would, if Canelo said 18 foot, a man who come back and said, listen, make it 16. That'd be a bad mind. That weren't you. You was crying. And the worst thing is, yeah, I'd respect Billy Ho. If Billy Ho had a went on his own, man to man, and said, Canelo, I've shit my pants. Can you make it 22 foot? I'd have respected that. But guess what? Billy Ho sent his dad to give it the whole father talk to Eddie. To give it the whole father talk to Canelo Alvarez. To play on his, what's the word? To play on his paternal. Yeah, I think it's paternal. Yeah, to play on his paternal bits and that. Oh, well. Oh, Eddie. It's my son. Oh, I love him. Oh, please, Eddie. Don't make him go in there. Don't make him go in there, Eddie. All that kind of business. Oh, Eddie Hearn. Billy Ho's my first son. Oh, you know what they like? You know, in quite a lot of in quite a lot of communities, yeah, the first son is very precious. And I heard he was giving it all that. Oh, Billy. Oh, Eddie Hearns. Oh, Eddie. You know, that's another thing, yeah. Like, I've heard that a lot of Irish cats, yeah. When they start putting an S on the end of the word, that's how you know they're sincere. I've heard when they start putting S on the end of the name, that's how you know they're sincere. Oh, Eddie Hearns. Oh, Eddie Hearns. Come on now, Eddie Hearns. I'm telling you, he was giving it to Eddie Hearns. He was doing all that. It's my first son, and my first son who was born under the full moon, and I swear down, he was giving it all that. And again, I think even like in Mexican cultures, the first son and whatnot. So Canelo Alvarez heard that and thought, you know what? Let me allow this Don, because he sent his dad. He sent his dad on some next emotional thing. And I have to give respect to Canelo, because whilst I know he's got a dastardly mind, he's thinking about making Billy Ho star in his next Hollywood production, Taken, featuring the booty hole. But I have to give credit to him, because other people would have said no. But being a very cultured man, he said, listen, I understand it's your first son. I understand it's your first son who was born under the full moon. Yeah? If you think that having an extra 2 foot keeps him safe, so be it. But I just think it's a shame that Billy Ho give it this big yammer. He'd been giving it for years, and when it came down to it, he was prepared to quit his first step-up fight because of 2 feet on a ring. That's the standard of your man, by the way. All you UK fans who think you're UK fans, that's your man. Your man was prepared to give away his big night over a legal-sized ring. Fair enough, yeah. If it was, let's say, you know what I'm saying? Let's say Canelo Alvarez wanted something which wasn't legal. I get it. But for him to say, he's that hard, that he was prepared to throw it all away because of some goofy reason, which has no legal standing. Canelo wasn't asking for a 10-foot ring. And by the way, you'd even said you'd done it in a phone box. What happened to that? And you couldn't even do it yourself. Had to send your dad to play on the paternal heartstrings of everyone. That's a shocker. Anyway, I won't keep you man any longer. I'm just telling you, man, I spoke to my Mexican Donnies. Again, shout out to you, man. And my Mexican sleeper cell Donnies have told me that, listen, Canelo is coming in there for smoke. And I hope he does, because you, man, know that I've been critical of Canelo. One of my main, in fact, yeah, pretty much, I think I've got 1 or 2 criticisms. 1 or 2 criticisms of Canelo Alvarez. The volume. And also cutting the ring off. Sometimes Canelo cuts the ring off, but then he'll cut the ring off, go to work, put 2 or 3 punches together, and then he allows his opponent to sneak out the side door. I think he does that so he can reset and have a bit of a rest, and it gives him time to, rest, I think. And then he does it again, closes the ring off and goes to work. But that's not very efficient. When you do all the work, getting them to the ropes, keep them there, wail over them, put your head on their chest, and just work away. Now it takes a lot of cardio, but that's what we're in the game for. Go in there, and a great example of it, to be fair to him, watch De La Hoya versus Mayweather. De La Hoya went in there against Mayweather and worked. That's what Canelo Alvarez needs to do. Go in there, chin on it, put your head on his chest, and just bang away. No letting up. No, don't, especially someone like Billy Ho, because if Callum Smith can sneak out the side door, you best believe Billy Ho will be rock hard to sneak out. Cut the ring off, go to work, and just weigh on him on the ropes until the ref splits you up, and then go straight back to work. I've seen Canelo too many times. Go back and watch the Smith fight. You'll see him cut the ring off beautifully, put a few shots together, and then he literally lets up. He backs off and then lets the guy reset on the other side of the ring. Don't do that. Keep sticking there and work him. Make him sorry. And the other thing is, once he's done that properly, also the volume. Again, Canelo would cut the ring off, back him to the ropes, put 2 or 3 together, and then back off and reset. That's not good enough. Cut the ring off, back him to the ropes. You need to put a 3-punch combination together. Put a few feints in, go again, put a few feints. You know what I'm saying? That's how you do it. And if you want to have a rest, clinch him. But clinch him against the ropes, innit? Or hold him against the ropes. Keep your elbows in, because the thing is, Billy Ho can't punch, which means that when Canelo's got his guard up, get him to the ropes, bang away a few times. When you get tired, keep your elbows in and just weigh on his chest to stand there with your elbows in. What's he going to do? Slap your guard, all right, and counter him off that. That's what I'll be thinking. That there is what I'm describing is a 90s style. You go in there, get stuck in, and you'll rest. Like these 90s fighters, they'd rest in the pocket. They'd rest on top of the next man. And just, you know what I'm saying? It's a complete different philosophy. This whole 2020 business is it's all goofiness. It's all, let's reset on the other side of the ring, and then, you know what I'm saying? Let's play around with each other's jabs. Let's tickle each other's hands. Nah. You rest on someone's chest. You rest weighing all over them. And it's genuinely, that's what, I'm not even joking, I'm not even gassing it. Genuinely, in the 90s, man used to rest toe to toe. And that's how it needs to be. And to be honest, even go and watch, again, Josh Taylor versus, Josh Taylor versus Prograde. Them two, man, hats off to them. Fair play to them. Them two dons went in there, and it was a throwback fight. That was a throwback 90s fight. But that's how Canelo needs to be approaching it. Don't be letting these dons off the hook and letting them reset in. Because I understand from his point of view, he's thinking, well, I'm winning every round, and you may well be, but you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna make this man star in the next Taken movie, you have to do more than that. This Don needs to be stopped. 100%, no doubt. I want to see this Don get his John Fury on. We've seen him get his Domingo on. That's not interesting. I want to see Canelo Alvarez hit Billy Ho Saunders and make him get his John Fury on, where his neck and his abdominals are all clenched up, and he's looking, his neck's so clenched, yeah, it tilts his head up, and he's able to look at his toes gurning on the canvas. That's how I want to see him left. I want to see another genetic lineage exposed, no doubt.